Everyone should have to carry Narcan. I have a story time that I want to tell, and I am going to put a little trigger warning because it has to do with overdose. I wish I wasn't telling this story, but I feel like it needs to be said. So, I went to go out to eat yesterday with my family, and I'm not going to say the restaurant because it's just not necessary. But we got there, and right before we went to go inside to eat, somebody was being pulled out of the restaurant and clearly needed help. I immediately saw them collapse to the ground. Nobody that was around was able to perform CPR, so that's another thing. I mean, I should know CPR. I have children and I took a CPR class back in high school. I passed it, but that was years ago. I would need to retake a class, so I'm included in this. But nobody knew CPR. Then all of a sudden somebody started yelling out, "Does anyone have Narcan? They're overdosing." Obviously, my point of the story is nobody had Narcan. They called the police got there, and the police actually didn't even have Narcan, which is a whole nother issue that I don't even want to touch on because what? But the police also didn't have any Narcan. The ambulance finally got there and they did administer Narcan. When the police got there, they did start to try to do CPR though. So CPR was performed on this woman all the way until the ambulance got there, and then the ambulance provided Narcan. That's a big chunk of time from when she started overdosing until the cops got there that CPR was performed, and then a big chunk of time from when CPR started being performed to when Narcan was administered, which, what? They did CPR on her for a really long time. I then saw her be wheeled into the ambulance. It kind of looked like maybe she had made it. They were in the ambulance with her for a minute before anything happened, and then they shut the doors, and all the nurses that were inside, or the EMTs, whatever they're called, they all started coming out to talk to the police, and we're kind of just sitting there. And when they drove away, they finally drove away really slowly. They went the speed limit, they had no lights on. I don't think she made it. My mom works in the medical field and said they were most likely pronouncing her to be dead at the scene. Obviously, if she would have made it, it would have been more of a rush to get her to the hospital, and they wouldn't have been sitting outside of the ambulance with her in it by herself, talking to the police. So, with all that being said, my mother carries Narcan in her purse, and she will be getting me a kit because I feel like I should have it on me. You never know when something like that's going to happen. Obviously, I will get training onto how to properly use it. But that, along with CPR, I will be taking a CPR class as well. You just never know what's going to happen to you, the people around you, the people you love, somebody you could possibly help. And it was just really heartbreaking to see that if she could have had Narcan or CPR, it could have possibly heightened, the chances of her making it. I don't know, I guess just keep it in mind. Wouldn't hurt.